So, welcome to Love, Sex, and Marriage.
Y'all already know what time it is. Tag my boo, I love the twine.
And tonight, our purpose for these videos is to help couples get and stay married. My daughter is acting up.
She do it all the time.
She's trying to make a grand entrance.
Right. I might do the whole episode in the Black Panther joint, because that's who I am.
Here we go.
Shouts to Uncle Phil for this.
Yeah, it is nice.
This is the greatest thing ever. Legit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately.
Now you running around here reminiscing.
I swear I wish I had it for yesterday, because yesterday was a great episode, number one. And then number two, this was the greatest movie of all time. If you could hear me, thumbs up. Mm-hmm.
No thumbs.
So we always like to parenthetically insert the purpose of these videos. And the purpose of these videos, Wave Gang, kill him. Oh, it's coming in. Okay. Oh, it's coming in.
So the purpose of these videos is to help couples get and stay married once again, because my husband doesn't pay attention well.
Yes, stay married. We want you to get married. We want you to get married. We want your marriage to last for a very, very, very long time. We want you to have success in your marriage.
Right.
We don't want your kids to be howling in the background like they ain't ate. Like, we don't want that to happen. So we want you to have very good relationships. So how we're going to do this, though, is we like to give you some pragmatic principles and truths that we've learned during our way. Tonight's episode is called To Have Sex First or No. My man Snyder here. We can start now. You know? So basically what Sharon and I have two different opinions about the same subject.
Right.
And so we like to bring those opinions together. And once we bring those opinions together, then we kind of, bring an episode together. So we just read an op-ed about sex. And excuse my daughter, she will be howling probably about 4 or 5 minutes. And then she'll stop when she realizes that I don't have to go in her mouth. Anyway, So to have sex first or no. So I want to kind of start this episode, if that's okay with you. I feel like you got to give me them draws first. I'm going to need them draws. I'm going to need every bit of them draws first, because that's how I roll. Now, if I was from a David perspective, because I don't speak for all men. I don't speak for all men, but I'm going to need them draws first. And the reason I'm going to need them first is because I just don't have no patience. I'm going to need them draws. Sharon, of course,
you guys already knew his answer, right?
Sharon, of course, is the lame. And, she going to be like, no, don't get the draws up. Ask her, did she stop? She gave him up,
I would say get to know the person first.
Right.
Because what happens with women, women, we're very emotional. So when we give our draws up, a piece of our heart goes with it too.
Wait a minute. So a piece of my heart didn't go?
No. Dudes be like, got the draws.
GTD.
Right. And then they out onto the next pair of draws.
On to the next one.
You got to make sure that they're serious and that they are wanting your heart and not just your draws.
Right. Now that's what I would say too. I would say make sure that you guys have some sort of commitment first. You know what I mean? Or listen, I don't consider a girl who wants to give her doodle away, and doodle is just a colloquialism for pussy. Like I don't feel like you're a hoe if you're doing it because you want to do it. You feel me? Like you're not being led astray. Like you're having sex with a person and you're making the decision to have sex with them. I don't feel like you're a hoe for doing that. I feel like you're a hoe if you're having the sex with multiple people at the same time. He said, we grown. We all got needs, That's why I got Pamela, I don't purchase nothing unless text. I don't purchase nothing unless text it. I wonder. Maybe I'm reading this too slow. I don't purchase anything unless I text it first. So test. T-E-S-T. Look at me. I should be on Jeopardy, I should be on Jeopardy, B-Y-D time. I agree, because I feel like
she wants to test her. She wants to sample.
Hey, I feel like at the same time, I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need to check it out.
But I feel like sex gets better when you work on it. So if you don't sample it, you could make it better later.
Ain't no coochie like new coochie.
Ain't she want to make sure it's good. That's just why she wants to test it.
Ain't no coochie like new coochie. Keep it real. When you first got this,
I don't get any coochie.
But I'm saying when you first got this, you felt like that's it. Like that's all I ever needed in this life. Like I'll wait. I'll wait for you to tell them, you know. I'll wait, like.
No, I didn't feel like I would necessarily need to test it, but I did feel like, I guess, like what Snyder said, I got needs. So after a while, it's only so much of talking we're gonna be doing. You know what I mean? And being with each other.
She gonna sample it because she gonna need a divorce if it ain't good.
Oh no!
You the boo. Hey, I feel the same way. See, but watch this. If we have like an emotional connection, and I do want you to CLOSC that door,
Okay.
please, because it will at least make it softer. I can't let you see my wife's Jigglypuff. I can't let you see my wife's Jigglypuff. It's just against the rules, you know. But I feel the same way. I feel like at the end of the day, you know, it be what it be, you know. And you know, my wife, I just miss her. Like as you can see, when she's gone, I'm gone. I feel like, what am I gonna do now? You know. But anyway, so when me and her first got married, and since she ain't here, I could tell you, I was in them draws. I'm talking about knee deep in them draws. You hear me? I'm talking about ankle deep. I'm talking about thigh deep in them draws, right? But we did decide, like, you know, this ain't cool. So let's start to develop a relationship with each other first. You know what I mean? She said, I don't care about emotional if the D is terrible. Really? I think you're the first girl I ever heard say that. Did you close the door? Just close it. Because she too loud. Like, you know what I mean? Veo, all the time. Just close the door.
I did that.
You didn't. It's wide open. And you got the light on. You don't listen. You just make it work. Just go close it so it can at least be mute. Come here, boy. Come here, boy.
Hold on, I'll get
Watch, I got a solution. He sleep. She in here howling. Anyway, I was saying, when we and Sharon first got together, I was knee deep. I'm talking about stomping in mud, you know? And my girl Monissa says she did D close the deal, so you basically gotta have sex first, and then once you have sex, I want you to go with Naomi. Go with Naomi, cat. And lay right there in the rudder, yep. So y'all can see this real legit, this live and direct, you know, no editing, like. My man Terrell on too. What's up, T-Tuck too? He said, you got to try to see what's the deal. I feel the same way, but watch, because I feel like pussy change over time. Like, so when I'm first in these guts, it feel like, you know, like heaven. But then after a while, it start to feel like, earth. It start to feel like earth. And sometimes it feel like hell. You know, I be like, what's up? Like, you know, Monissa says, I can't need good sex. Like, what about if I'm horny? Emotional ain't gonna do that. Ding. You feel me? So what are you saying when are you saying good sex, or are you saying a large body part? You feel me? Do I have to have a...
Does your eggplant have to be big?
$5 pay long. T-Tuck, you already know I'm on. Like, Starkeisha says, I've had bad sex and stayed because of the person himself. Well,
that's how I feel too.
Hold up. You know? No, don't touch me. Don't touch me now. I'm the man.
You're taking it the wrong way.
I'm the man.
But what I'm trying to say is, for me, it's more about the person and what they bring to the table than the sex. Because I feel like you could work on the sex.
Right. So
I feel like the sex you could work on. Because sometimes they be having you might have some bomb sex, but they be rusty. You know what I mean? And after a while, you gonna feel like I want that.
Snyder though. So let's talk about this boyfriend that you was having bad sex with. That you was, you know, you ain't tell me about that.
That's not what we're here to talk about today. Okay?
I'm the man. Let him know. I'm gonna let you know later. You know. But
what I'm saying, then you like, you know, everybody's not perfect. So it's some nights you might have a bad night. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what you gonna do? Like, I want a divorce because you ain't put it down tonight. So I do think you gotta have a balance. So you do need to know the person, but at the same time, like Monissa says, you do need to enjoy the sex as well.
Monissa says, no dick don't have to be big, but that thing need to be reaching that spot. Ding dong, literally. Ding dong. Sometimes you do gotta teach them. I don't mind teaching. Sarkeisha says you can work on sex.
I agree, Sarkeisha.
See, you can work on sex. Give him a lesson or two, or a few. You can work on it. I feel like
right.
So when me and Sharon first had sex, I feel like it was okay.
I did too.
I liked it. You know what I mean?
I liked you a lot.
You like my person.
I like both.
You like both?
Yes.
Tell them more about it, babe. Let them hear more about it, you know? But you've also been, like you just alluded to.
But after you've been married for 8 years, It gets old. And you feel like, what else do you got to bring to the table? What do you have to offer to this relationship? I'm sorry.
Yeah. She said, no, you can't work on it. It got to be good from the top.
Oh, no.
What about that drop pop, my man, Mr. Owen said? What about that drop pop?
There's no progress with Manissa. She said she's a one-hit quitter.
If it ain't on fire,
you got to go.
If it ain't on fire the first time.
You only get one shot with Manissa. You got to bring your A game.
Even though me and Sharon was having, like in my opinion, good sex, you feel me? Once we got married, like, I realized that we are not as sexually, he did say drop out though. I realized we're not as sexually compatible as I thought. I'm a hammer and a nail type of person. I'm, put that hammer in that nail, put that hammer, I'm like, pow, pow, pow. And she's more like the
screwdriver.
Just you know what I mean? So we was two different tools. Like, he said the pussy be phony sometimes too, Snyder says. What's up, Dino? It's good to see you, bro. Sometimes it do. And if that happened to you, if it is phony, then
what does phony mean?
And
am I asking too much?
My wife about to be mad. You know what I mean? She about to be mad. But I had a young babe before I got married, before I even met my wife. You know what I mean? Who, like, she was making up for her bad sex with the head. You feel me? So there are other things that you can do. You know what I mean? That's true. I mean, her sex was bad, like, to me, because it was more like desert. And the reason it was desert was because of me. She knew, like, this was for David strictly about sex, because I feel like in order to be a player, you have to tell him the truth. You can't be lying to him.
But I see, like, for women, it's not really any excuse to be a desert.
Into my man Dino. We talking about sex.
For women, it doesn't have to be a desert, because we have so much you could put down there to keep it moist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like my tongue. You feel me?
Anything. You got some lubricants, some coconut oils, whatever you can put down there.
She said that's people's personal issues. Boy, Snyder, you better get some lube. Y'all don't need much. We don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I think it's more about how the women feel.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I just whatever, as long as it's a hole.
Right.
Cool.
I put it in your ear. I put it in your I done put it in your nostril. I'm talking about, can you smell that? Can you smell that? You know? And that's just the way I do. Ain't nobody, Melissa says, got time to be making a map. I feel the same way. So you do gotta have some experience. You feel me? Takesha says, if you can't get the person to climax and keep them into you, then you may just be the problem. That may be right. So I love Sarkeisha because she brings this element of this little serious.
Let's think this out a little bit. You know,
she feel like because I done been through them. I've had my share. And let me tell you something.
You don't always be working with a full.
She feel like him. She feel like, because what happens is, just like the dudes with the muscles, nobody gets a 6-pack for just one person. They get in a 6-pack so a person can open it and enjoy it. Like, right. You feel me? So she feel like if you got a big joint or you got some great sex, the likelihood of you sharing it is possible, which is why I was telling the story about the young lady. Like, right. I was letting her know, like, no, we gonna continue to wear protection because I'm banging you out and I'm also banging young lady out. Like, so I'm just gonna continue to wear this protection, which is why I'm happy my wife came, for real though.
And I think your emotions have a lot to do with it, because when Mr. Lucas makes me angry at night, the sex be horrible. I'm just gonna keep it real. But when he makes me happy throughout the day and he's catering to me,
right?
My girl Beyonce say,
let me cater to you.
Except for he caters to me. Okay, so anyways, when he's doing that, the sex be on point, especially when these dang on kids is under control. Right. It's on point. That's another reason why I think the sex goes down when your kids is like, right. Not together.
But what about so Mrs. Cherie, can you please stop bumping the table? I feel like Martin when he told Bilal, like, hey man, if you bump the table again, I'm gonna kick you in your face. Like,
okay.
Listen, Mrs. Cherie said, I think it's important to see if you're compatible in every way. So I'm assuming you're saying sample that,
She want to sample.
Monessa says, Jermaine requires a lot. I be doing tricks and kegels and all that. Let me tell you something. I be having to stretch right out. Like, hold on, before we start, let me get these legs together.
See, I'm like, I require a lot. I think I would be like, I guess the Jermaine, because I require a lot, because Jermaine. I require a lot.
Smitty.
Smitty. There you go. Don't mess up your name, the government name.
Yeah. She said, yeah, when I'm pissed, he get lazy, does he like? He gonna get that lazy booty like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why we try to show this one here. He still don't get it after 8 years.
I don't care. I'm still banging it out. Like, as long as there's a hole, like you said, like, I don't care if you're being lazy. Like.
But listen.
I do, though.
Right. I require more. Like, I want to be like, I like foreplay. I like massages. He be like, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. You ready? He be like, 1, 2, 3, ready or not, here I come. He like hide and seek. He like, let's go.
No, here I come. Like, hey, man, quit bumping this table, man. Bitch, back up a little bit.
Your legs is like...
Back up attention. I want you to sit up. Yeah, man.
Taking up all the room.
So I'm assuming that Miss Cherie was invited by Debut ID Time. And we appreciate you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
And of course,
Welcome.
all the time is always inviting people because she enjoys us and we enjoy her. That's why she is Debut ID Time. And I talk baby talk because I have kids all the time. So Star is Debut ID Time, Kathy's Debut ID Time, Manisha is Debut ID Time, and it goes on and on and on. And I hate naming names because I'm always going to
forget someone.
So I hate doing that. So, but you know if you Debut ID Time. So basically tonight's episode and the purpose of these videos will always be to help people
get and stay married.
Like marriage enough to get married and stay married. We want you to get married. We want you to stay married because at the end of the day, marriage is how we build our communities. Marriage is how we build our economies. So we want to make sure that you get married and that you stay married. And that's like the real purpose of these. Tonight's episode is called Sex First or No. My girl Monista says, let's see. Jermaine don't give a dang. He get his and get mad after like that was phony. I do the same thing. Especially because I don't mean to say this, but I'm going to say it. Sharon is like a dude. If she climax first, she like, I'm out. Like,
see you in the morning.
Me? Like,
see you in the morning.
He said, I ain't trying to be cuddling. It be hot. Man, my room, it be hot. Mr. Owens says foreplay is important. David Lucas, it's just, hi, Mrs. Lewis. So I did time. Wait a minute. So you get married? Did your name change to Cherie? I did time. Good. Mr. Hurd, good. So yeah, I feel the same way. So I swear when she be like,
who does that?
That's how I got it recorded. I'm gonna put it up. No, but you should see her face. It's
way too much.
Hilarious. I'm gonna get mine. He said, I'm gonna get mine. You better get yours. Like that Bernie Mac.
That's how I feel. I'm like, this is a race you didn't know.
She be Bernie Mac in the building. I'd be like, nah, that's not cool. Like, hey. That's not cool. She be like, no, because it be feeling good too. And she be like, I can feel that tight. I'm like, no. And she be like, oh, sometimes I pull out, like, because I don't, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel like, nah. Jocelyn Greer said, I love you guys, and we love you back, boo, all the time.
Jocelyn.
I don't give it up instantly. People get it twisted. Yeah, so wait a minute. I don't give it up instantly. People do get it twisted. So, this is what I say. We did a study. We read a study, and we read that 90% of men will not find, or will not walk up to a woman.
Right.
So, we're saying that the 10% that will are typically the answer to the question, why am I meeting so many of the same type of guys? Well, most of the time it's because I'm sitting back waiting for a man to come and talk to me. Well, I just told you that 90% of the men are not doing that. So the 10% of the men that are coming to talk to you are what some would consider to be the alpha males. And alpha males typically are like more, I like to have more than one woman. It is what it is, whether you like that or not.
And rough sex.
I like to have rough sex. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, whether whether you like that or not, And so I say because of that dynamic, now we have to be a lot more, I guess, boisterous. We got to be a lot more connected.
Right.
We got to be a lot more easier. I'm not saying to be easy like during a relationship, but I am saying to be like
easy to talk to and approach.
That way, some of the beta males can start seeing like, oh, okay, he actually pretty cool. Like,
right.
I didn't think, he acted like he was being soft. Like, I don't like that. But once I got with him.
He cares about my heart.
And I turned him into an alpha. Let me start reading some of these. Let me see here. Let's see. That's my middle name. I'm working on finding my husband. Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. I understand. Wilson reunion. We in the building. We in the building. And Vanessa says, do you think a man will marry you faster if you're virgin? For David, no. I was dating two virgins at the same time. And I didn't marry them at all. And I didn't marry them because I did feel like I wanted somebody with, not a hoe, because I got to tread lightly here, but I didn't marry a virgin even though I had the opportunity to. And the reason that I didn't is because I wanted somebody who could take the hammer and the nail versus, who I had to, slowly enter. I didn't want to have to deal with that. That's just me. So overall, Sharon is saying to save yourself for sex or save yourself for marriage. Is that what you're saying?
Or until you're ready to commit, which is pretty much.
I say, especially with men, because men will leave you.
Right.
Because a lot of times it will be the only reason that they are there. And so if you're a woman and that's the reason that, if you're a woman who is making the decision to give it up, and that's fine, then I respect your decision to do that. I don't think it's the greatest decision that you can make with your body, but I certainly would respect that, But I would always say, kind of wait around until you can check the motives, the legit motives of the person. And once you check the legit motives, because you grown.
I'll be honest.
You grown.
I'll be honest. I got married when I decided to wait. And I always was kind of scared and fearful to wait. Because I'm like, all right, if I don't give him the sex, he's going to go somewhere else. Right. But then I start realizing if he goes somewhere else.
He's going to do it anyway.
Right. And he wasn't the person for me in the beginning. So when I met Mr. Lucas, we decided to wait.
We did.
And it was a general agreement. He was actually on the same page as me. And that's when I knew, he's really sincere about me and getting to know me.
Right. I'm also, Bishop Wagner taught. So I had been through another relationship. And that relationship taught me, not to, as a man, we're taught to, it's so almost like it's cool to live low and spread it wide. Like, for instance, I have 3 children. 1 man and 1 woman. And 2 women, but if the woman came and said, "Daddy, my virginity, I gave it out," I'd be like, "Oh my God, could you do this to us?" You know what I mean? But if my little dude came in and be like, "Dad, my virginity gone," I'd be like, "What it smell like, son?" So society kind of teaches us it's cool to do one and it's not cool to do the other.
That's right.
And so because one is cool and the other is not cool, or in society, it's always man, but for me, I was kind of laying it low and spreading it wide. But once I got his teaching under me, I started to think differently, and I started to feel like, I probably should be holding my body. And when I tell you that when I did that, the women that were attracted to me were on another level. You know what I mean? They probably were always attracted to me, but because now I had the discipline to kind of hold myself, they were throwing it
because they feel like, what do he got that he's not throwing it around?
Throwing it.
Now it makes them curious about you.
She said, giving the body up, Starkeisha says, giving it up so fast make the body count rise. Racking them up. Right.
You don't want to get into a marriage. They're like, how many bodies you got?
You ain't here racking them up.
We talk about this another day. No, we're gonna talk about this right now.
We did have that conversation, how should we introduce the fact that we've had sex with each other, or how often should we have the sex talk?
Right.
Sharon and I say once.
Right.
But women, you got to keep it real, man. If he put it in your ear, put his name down. I want to know. He might be my cousin.
Starkeisha has an excellent point, because a real man that wants to marry you do not want you to have a lot of body counts, even if they have a lot. And I know it's not fair, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's what they want. You know what I mean? They don't want the women to have a lot.
Right.
That's a turnoff to them. And typically, I'm not saying always, but typically they don't want to marry you because of that.
My man Snyder says, but you already know if you want to give him the booty, though. You do typically already know. I heard, when you first, see somebody.
Right.
Within the first couple of seconds, you know, oh, he could get it.
Right.
He could get it.
And which that is your human flesh that's saying that. But I think the inner side of you, your spirit, has to take control and say, let's wait. Let's wait to see what his motives is so that you're not hurt at the end of the day.
Right.
And that could be for men or women, you know, because men get hurt too.
Get away from them.
But what I'm saying is, usually the woman typically is the one that comes.
But when you saw me, you was like, "Oh, he about to get it."
Right.
He about to get it.
I was attracted to you.
Oh, he about to get it. And I saw it all in her face. I was about to give it to her. We ain't even got to go to Denny's. Come on in. You know what I mean?
But I made too many mistakes. And like Starkeisha said, I don't want my body count to start going up. So I was like, I got to get this together right now. You know what I mean?
Yes. Mrs. Tate says, is there or should there be a time limit on when you get intimate? Snyder said the other day in a video that he was waiting till he was 40 plus to get married. And I said, don't let's not put a number on it. Let's just put a I'm ready when time.
Right.
So I'm going to say the same type of thing here. Like, I don't think there's like Steve Harvey has this 90-day principle. And I don't think that there's a time limit. You feel me?
Right.
But I feel like you kind of just got to know, like, okay, I don't mind Sharon being my girlfriend. Just go ahead and take that off. You know
I personally say
motives.
I personally say when the person
Tanisha
is ready
says
to
motives. 90 days. Sorry. You don't want to be disappointed when you get married. Ooh, so let me just see it. You know, let me see it. Like, just whip it out. Let me see it. It is a $5 $5.
Well, we got pictures. We got all that. We got Snapchat. They can send you a Snapchat.
No time limit. You just got to go with the flow of things. Forget that 90-day stuff, says the man in the group. I tried the 90 days and we learned a lot about each other. Oh, tell me more, Miss Starkeisha. What did you learn? It should never be a limit on when I'm going to get that. This cat in here wildin'. Oh, okay, Star. That's what's up with the good thing. Got some 90 days. 90 Day Snyder can't be bagging all the babes, you know. Amazing because of the weight. Ooh, amazing because of weight. Foreplay stayed on point. Wow, 90 days is rehearsed. Okay. Oh, I missed a lot. I missed the whole conversation. Like, dang. Okay. So Mr. Owen says, I don't care how many bodies you have, just as long as you ain't. Dang. I don't care how many bodies you have. Dang, just as long as you ain't give to one of my boys, my family, or my family.
But if they got a lot of bodies, I'm pretty sure someone in there. What? Especially if you're from Youngstown, because it's like this small.
It is.
It's somebody in there, you know.
No limits. How would you know, Mr. Owens? Women's lie. Women's, with plural. They lie as well as men lie.
Right.
That is true.
That's true.
And so that's very true.
And if they have a lot of body counts, now they're going to be scared to tell you because they feel like you're not going to give me a chance.
But if you my dude, you got to come tell me. You feel me? If you my dude, like, oh, let me know. Like, oh, so you about to marry her? You about to marry her? Dave, you about to marry her? Why? Dave, you about to marry her?
Or should you just let them be happy?
Oh, you let me know. I was actually talking to this one girl. This girl was bad. You know what I mean? I'm talking everything bad. Like, no offense. I wasn't about to marry her, but I was about to, like, get on, like, make this baby.
Okay.
My cousin told me, like, Dave, like, I've been there. Hey, I'm talking about yesterday. This babe phony. Like, but I'm glad he told me because I was getting ready to get serious. I'm cool on the babe if her body count serious. Wait a minute, Snyder, it's an oxymoron. You're saying that she can't have a big body count, but you trying to lay your body out. I don't understand that. Like, you feel me? You know what I mean? So, purpose of these videos will always be
for couples to get and stay married.
For you to like marriage enough. And hopefully we are a shining example of people who like marriage. And hopefully you like our marriage because we are legit, we're true. Sharon and I are perfect in the area of fidelity, meaning we have never laid our body down with another person. We've also never given our love emotions to another person.
Right.
So you're right. Truth will come out sooner or later, Mr. Owen.
That's true.
So we want to make sure that, you know, everybody knows that we do want to get big. We want you to go to our website and purchase a shirt. We appreciate everybody who has already purchased one. Tonight mine says hubby and yours says
Eat,
drink, and be merry. Yep. Look at my man Smitty hopping on, you know. Youngstown is super small, says Miss Tate.
Yep.
And I'm sure that we have a lot of cousins bagging cousins, you know.
Right.
Find out later and keep it quiet. Now me, it depends on how in love my cousin is. If I see he in super love, I might not say nothing. You feel me? But at the end of the day, like, you know, like, it's up to you.
It's awkward.
It's up to you to tell him. If y'all about to get married, you ain't telling him I banged you out. y'all marriage ain't gonna last. Cause like my man just
you
said,
just like hiding something, and you know that you hiding something.
When you went to the reunion, you was like, you was there on Thanksgiving, like, oh man, I hope he don't say nothing, like, and man, but this is what girls said. We had a question, like, and girls were saying, like, you know, girls talk. So if I banged out one of your cousins, she might feel like, oh, Sharon about to marry him. You know what I mean?
Right.
She gonna say something.
Right. They gonna say something like, oh, her. You be like, what that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like,
but dudes, we don't typically dudes won't do that. And
right.
for two reasons. Number one, I might not want to hurt you. And then number two, she might let me bang it out again. So I ain't gonna say nothing. Like, she might let me bang. She might let me bang it out again.
Man.
So we do want to get big. We
right.
want to get big, and we will get big because we are planting seeds in the harvest of love, or in the garden of love, and we will certainly reap a harvest. He said, you got to tell. At the end of the day, I think it's up to the
person
people.
that's getting married. Yeah.
Right. If I'm the cousin, I'm gonna be quiet unless he bring it to me.
Right.
You feel me? But if you getting serious with my cousin and you know I bagged you out, then what's up? Like, keep it real with him, like, cause I love him and I want to come to y'all wedding, and it wasn't even that good. That's why.
And I want to know, guys, like, if you're the person, if you're the groom, and you know your girl was banged out by your cousin, would you still marry them?
It just depends what cousin, because some of my cousins got a $12. No, that don't matter. But
look,
it just
be
depends.
Inboxing you. Which one?
It just depends.
We're gonna inbox you there. Which one today?
I was just on the phone with a girl of mine, and her cousin dude was just trying to talk to her, and she don't know how to tell her cousin. Oh man. Tell him go ahead and add her, you know? We'll tell her. No, we won't do that. But then how would I tell my cousin? So I was just on the phone with a girl of mine. Her cousin's dude tried to talk to her, and she don't know. Now, was this during the relationship?
Or were they like partially broke up?
You know what I mean?
You know, broke up today and back together tomorrow.
And then how good is our relationship?
Right.
Cause she might think I'm lying, like, you know what I mean?
Right. That's
she should have been told her cousin. She must like him, like she might feel like I gotta tread lightly, cause girl might not even believe me. Like, who got time for this?
And then, like, you know, like when you say something and then they be back together, and either like you the hater over
was
here,
the one on board, like,
right?
You feel me? So. And if you got that good D, I promise you this, like. It don't matter. You can talk to both of them, like, it don't matter. Like, unless you're married, and then the penalty is harder. So, okay, I wouldn't suggest doing that. I told her.
Mr. Lucas will get you in the windows knocked out your car.
My life, for real. And if you married, the penalty for doing that is a little stiffer. So I wouldn't be doing that. But if she's just a girlfriend and a boyfriend, you know, I probably just would have told, you know. Anyway, so we do want to get big, but we certainly don't want to get big without
Jesus.
Jesus is our Superman, and that's what we pray to. He is the glue to our relationship and the architect of marriage.
Yes.
So we want you guys always to know that Jesus is our Superman. So until next time, we do sincerely love you. Bye-bye.
And we want you guys to share this video.
Share.
All of our videos.
Please love
our videos.
Tag a friend.
Yes.
There's so many people on tonight. We
Thank
appreciate y'all, you know. Legit.
And we're going to read all y'all comments because I'm pretty sure we missed some.
I'm
so
pretty sure.
we're going to read them afterwards. We won't leave y'all hanging.
Yes. And if you haven't already, purchase a shirt because we're going to have some special events coming up. And the shirt purchases are going to finance those events. Dictimidation, I'm assuming this is saying, is a real thing. Minds don't be thinking right after. How you mean? Mine neither, because anyway, we do love you. Bye-bye. Yep.